Sometimes countries have conflict, and when it happens, it becomes hard to get food. When young men went off to fight, the farms had few workers. That is when an army of tens of thousands of young women were called upon to replace them. They were called the Farmerettes.
I'm not sure I ever thought about where strawberries came from or how they grew, but I sure found out fast.
Well, you got pretty sore and tired if you were down on the ground for 4 hours or 8 hours picking strawberries.
But agricultural technology back then wasn't as developed as it is today. Farmerettes had to walk around orchards to pick apples and other fruits.
We were just set on the edge of the field. We each had our own row, and we just went along cutting asparagus endlessly.
It was hard work to reach the tops of the fruit trees while balancing on a three-legged ladder.
So they would have been up here with their little harness on, and they would have leaned forward, and they would have picked the cherries and filled their basket.
Lots of girls that climbed these ladders had never been on a ladder before. It was scary. The first few weeks was scary.
They also had to harvest wheat fields in the summer by creating wheat stooks to be harvested by a threshing machine. And much of the work had to be done by hand.
My first sight of this field, I thought it went on forever. So the farmer said, "You're going to weed this field." And we said, "How do you weed a field?" Well, you get down on your hands and knees, you straddle one row, the middle row, and you do 3 rows at once. So we did.
Your hands would be full, you would be bending over to get good leverage.
And then you'd
yank back,
turn.
and then lay them flat.
Yep.
And that's how it would work.
By working hard each summer, the Farmerettes were able to produce thousands of tons of food that would feed Canadians at home, as well as their British allies.
Throughout the world, throngs of people hailed the end of the war in Europe.
After the war, the world was changing. People had learned new skills. In Canada, women wanted to continue to work outside the home. Returning soldiers had new opportunities. Higher education had become possible for many men and women. But who would do the important work of farming? With fewer people to do the manual work, farming had to become more efficient. During the Second World War, there were 2 billion people on Earth. Now there are more than 8 billion. That's a lot of mouths for farmers to feed. That's why science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM for short, is so important to agriculture and for our food security. Because of STEM, today's farmers have a whole tech toolbox to help them farm more efficiently and more sustainably. At the top of their concerns is taking care of the soil, air, and water in the environment. Ontario's grain farmers work hard to be good stewards of the environment. Farmers today use GPS satellite signals so their fuel-efficient tractors move very precisely. That helps them drive on their fields less to use less fuel and protect the soil. They also use technology to plant their fields and to fertilize and control pests. We have come a long way since the Second World War. Instead of society doubting the abilities of our farmerettes, now women own many farms and grow the healthy food we all need. Learning about farmerettes and how they helped teaches us to cherish the ones who helped to feed millions at a very difficult time.
It was a growing period, for sure. We learned to appreciate work. We learned that you had to follow through.
I think I learned to be a good worker. I worked till I was 87 years of age.
So let's remember what the Farmerettes did and what they taught us. Service comes in many forms.